I know nothing about that life. Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. As you can tell from the title, I'm gonna just kind of share some things, answer some questions excuse me, that I've gotten about being a flight attendant, and honestly the main things that I really didn't know before I became a flight attendant that I wish I did know. So if you're interested in watching and learning, just please keep watching. We'll get right into it. Crash pads, or a crash pad, is, let's just say, a house that has a whole bunch of rooms in it, and each room has like bunk beds. So there's a whole bunch of other flight attendants or pilots or ramp personnel in this house that live there temporarily. So when I first became a flight attendant, I was based in Charlotte, but I did not move there yet, so I had to find a crash pad. I found a crash pad by Googling crash pads in Charlotte. I really didn't know anybody to ask, or if I did call around, they kind of seemed kind of shady or kind of gave me a hard time, blah, blah. So I found my first crash pad. It was at a house. The guy and his wife, they lived there. They lived about 10 minutes from the airport. They were renting their upstairs and their downstairs. So upstairs there were 2 rooms and they had bunk beds in each. So I paid, or their rent was about $250 per month. Honestly just included the bed. You know, I didn't have to pay for bills or nothing like water, electricity, or nothing like that. That kind of just came in it. So I found that crash pad. I stayed there for almost a year. I'll say roughly, maybe 9 months. I stayed there for 9 months. So I found a crash pad. I stayed there. That was kind of like my home away from home, because when you're on reserve, you're on call. So that's like another word, but I'll get right into talking about reserve. Once you graduate as a flight attendant from ground school, you automatically go on reserve. Reserve for normal people, other people, is going on call. So you're on call / reserve. Depending on the airline, depending on the seniority in which base you choose, depends on how long you'll be on reserve. I was on reserve for 9 months. When I say it was the longest 9 months of my life. After I graduated, I moved a few of my things to the crash pad that I had, my first crash pad. And my first week, I was on call for 6 days. So most people who are on reserve, they're on reserve between 5 to 6 days out of the week. So let's just say Monday through Saturday, from 5 a.m. till 2 p.m. I'm on call. You can't have another job, I mean, unless another job is just so flexible that they just allow you to come and go as you please. But honestly, you're just sitting. I watched so much Netflix. I got through all of Orange is the New Black, Grey's Anatomy, Hawaii 5-0. I mean, it's just so many seasons on Netflix that I just got addicted to. So let's say today's Monday. You're on call from 5 a.m. until 2 p.m. You basically have to be by your phone between 5 a.m. and 2 p.m. That doesn't mean that they're going to call you at 5 a.m. or 2 p.m. Let's just say the whole day goes by, they didn't call you. But you do have to call at 2 p.m. saying, "Hi, this is Flight Attendant Man, blah, blah, blah. I'm calling to check out. What's my duty time for tomorrow morning?" They'll say, "Okay, thanks for calling. You're back on call at 5 a.m. tomorrow." So, okay, hang up. Today's Tuesday. So, from 5 to 2, you know, I'm kind of just, I wake up, go to the gym, eat some breakfast, take a nap, watch some Netflix. Around 11 o'clock, they call me. This is Tuesday, around 11 o'clock. "We have a 4-day trip for you." So, I have an hour and a half to get my rollerboard, lunchbox, be dressed in uniform to be at the airport in an hour and a half. My crash pad was 10 minutes away. I didn't have my car yet still. So I was able to get to the airport in no time. And that's when I would go on a trip. Another thing I wish I would have done my research on was knowing the difference between regional and mainline. When I say I have never even heard of a difference, like what does that even mean? Regional and mainline. So regional, I'm literally just talking out the side of my neck. Like I'm literally just saying how I understand it so I can kind of share how I've learned to talk about it. Regional is let's say I'm gonna use myself. Trust me, this is just off the top of my head. So let's say my parents, they own a business and I started a business. But my parents, they're older than me, they're financially more stable, they just have so much going on for them, and they, you know, they're very successful. Me, I'm under the age of 30, no kids, not married. I kind of just graduated college, so I'm not really financially, you know, secure. I don't really have much knowledge of anything. Would you pick my parents or would you pick me? More than likely, you'll pick my parents because they're knowledgeable. They've been together 1,000 years. They got money. Their age shows how much they know. You would just kind of go with them, and then they'll pay you more to work for them. As far as me, I'm barely making it. And then mainline are the bigger airlines who definitely always and mainly go out of the country or bigger cities. Regionals, we just kind of float around, kind of stay comfortable with what we know. I never heard of regional or mainline once again, so I actually applied for regional and got it. And once I knew more about, you know, what the difference was, I kind of had more knowledge. So now I'm actually trying to go mainline to make that big boy money, to pay these student loans, and to actually live and love life to the fullest with more money. Like, who doesn't want that? So the last thing I guess I really wanted to touch on was just other airlines I did not do my research on. As far as making more money, their contract, I didn't do anything. Like, I literally really wish I'd have did my homework to know more about other airlines before I kind of just hopped into the first one that got me.
I need to fix my posture.
Say do your research, literally Google. Like, when I say I was sitting on my couch, me and my dog, and this is kind of the story of how I became a flight attendant. I had just got home from my job at Charmin Charlie's, and then I had a break before I was going into my night job at Buffalo Wild Wings at the time. And I'm just sitting on my couch, just like, you know, asking God, you know, what am I supposed to do? Because I'm just been in between two jobs trying to get back into school, and I'm just not happy. Like, this is just not my life. Like, I just don't feel like I'm living to the best. So, is it called, shoot, what is that movie called? I'll try to put a clip somewhere about the movie that I looked up. What is it? On Top? I think it's called On Top. Anyways, it's a flight attendant movie. And I've seen it before, but that day I watched it and I was just so intrigued, and I was like, oh my God. And that movie actually kind of shows you also regional, mainline, the training. I'll definitely try to find the movie and put it in here. But watch that movie, you'll know a little bit. Let's say you'll know about 65% reality of what flight attendants go through and what the job is like. So definitely watch that movie because it's funny and it is kind of real life. So, oh, boom. I'm a professional at acing interviews. Like, when I say I can ace interviews, I mean, unfortunately, not the mainline ones, but I can, like, I'm so good at them. Like, I just,
so much of myself comes out that I'm just so excited, and I just talk like, you know, I know what I'm talking about, and I am just something that they need to have on their team. Like, I make them want me. That is just my little 2 cents about being a flight attendant, based on how I got the job.
I recently got a job promotion. Not really, but I applied and I got the job to be a recruiter.
To just make this video longer than what I asked for it to be. I mean, nobody's gonna watch it because it's gonna be like so long. So I even have a laugh.
I even have a fake laugh. I think professionally, I went to, okay, here's a getting to know me. I went to an all-white private school. So growing up around them and just basically seeing how they are where I want to be, you almost have to make it seem like you were raised with them, or you know, you were like best friends with them, because that's pretty much how they get to where they are. And if you don't want to get there, then maybe you should talk like this and smack your teeth and just kind of roll that neck and that head, and then maybe you're just gonna be still sitting there because, you know, you just not getting your English together. I am so funny. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please definitely ask me any questions. I didn't want to make this long, just kind of wanted to cover the stuff that I didn't know as far as becoming a flight attendant. So please, please, please ask me questions. I'll be doing another video pretty soon, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Have a great day.